Hi guys, and welcome back to Blues Focus TV, and today I'm going to be talking about Blues' upcoming home fixture against Barnsley. We haven't had a win in a while, and this is as good a chance as we'll get, as Barnsley, as you'll know, aren't doing very well this season. Now, I know at the game there's going to be protests going ahead, and I'm in full support. Obviously, you might have seen on Twitter, hashtag BSHL out. We want our owners out, and as long as we go about it in a peaceful way that gets our message across in this protest, then we should hopefully see some movement soon, because the fans keep pushing. We've had enough. We've had this for 10 years since that Carling Cup final, and we just obviously need to keep pushing the narrative, and hopefully sometime in the future we will have some normal owners that we actually know the names of. However, on my last video, the preview for Fulham, I set a like target, 20 likes, and there'll be a video coming out soon to do with transfers, any transfer links that we've got. You hit the like goal of 20 likes, and that video will be coming out in the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled, any transfer links in that video, and yeah, I can't wait to do that, and hopefully we can sign some of them. But the all important thing, let's get into this game, and let's start off with the opposition. And Barnsley, they're bottom of the league, which is surprising. Derby had a 21-point deduction, and they've overtaken Barnsley. It just sort of shows how poorly Barnsley have been this season. So they've played 24 games. They're on 14 points. So they've only won 2 games so far this season. And they've only scored 16 goals in those 24 games. So they are very, very poor in front of goal. And they just can't win games. Now, recently, they haven't been awful. Over their past 5 games, I've seen a bit of a pickup. They've got 3 draws in there, including one against West Brom, and 2 losses, very narrow 2-1 losses, against Preston and Blackburn. And Blackburn are obviously flying, so they might have started to pick something up recently, but they're still bottom of the league, and they still haven't won a game in God knows how long. Now, another thing about Barnsley, they haven't played a game, a league game anyway, in 2022 so far. So their players might be a bit rusty. We've seen this recently where a team hasn't played for a few weeks. It can have positive effects, it can have negative effects. From what I've seen so far, it tends to be negative. The players seem rusty, even though they've obviously, had a longer period off. And they don't tend to play too well. So everything for this game swings in our favour. We're playing the worst performing team in the league, and they don't win games. So that's it for Barnsley, but let's move on to the Blues. And Blues, we're 18th in the league on 28 points. Now, in midweek, we obviously lost 6-2 to Fulham. But Fulham, they have scored 19 goals in their last 3 games, which is more than Barnsley have scored all season. So that one you just have to take. We were always really going to lose it. I know I predicted a draw because I was being very stupid, but it was always just sort of a free hit. Let's see if we can get at them. Didn't really work. We weren't too bad in the second half, but the first half we could not get near the ball, and it cost us. But no point crying over 3 points that we weren't really going to get anyway against the best team in the league. So this game against Barnsley, it's going going to be tough in a way because every game in the Championship's tough, but they are surely going to start fighting at some point. You just don't really know when it's going to kick in. Every team does it. No team ever really just sits down and accepts defeat in this league, even when they've played as poorly as Barnsley have. There's always a sort of fight back, and it's just when that kicks in. I'm hoping it's not going to be now. Now, we haven't won in 6 games. A 1-0 win against Blackpool was our last win, and we are struggling as of late. I'm not sure how we can sort of pick it up. We need to really win this game for confidence, because for those Blues players, if they don't win this game against the worst team in the league, they will be very demoralised. It just makes sense. You play the worst team in the league, you expect to win, you don't win, and you sort of question yourself. As far as team news, Jordan Graham is going to be training on Friday to see if he's fit, really. Bo, you just want to see where he is, but he is back out and taking part in training, so that looks promising. Taylor Richards, our new loan signing from Brighton, still not going to be available. Looks like it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks before we see him. Right, so a lineup I am hoping to see, and feel free to give reasons why you might want other players in the lineup down below, but I'm wanting to see a front three. I want a 4-3-3. Back four is pretty vital at this stage. We need to go back to what we know when we were winning. So 4 at the back, and I'm thinking it's going to be Collan, Mengi, Roberts and Friend at left back. That's purely because Pedersen, there's rumours that he has sealed a deal elsewhere, and I think this game will sort of show you whether that's true. If he plays, then there's every potential that those rumours are false and he's staying put. But if he doesn't play when he's played the majority of the games this season, something's definitely gone on in the background, and I don't think he'll play for us again. So I think Friend will be in at left back. Then a midfield 3. Now 2 players that have to be there for me. Sunjic, because his ability to pass the ball might not be the best in the world. But in that Fulham game, if we had 3 Sunjics running around in midfield, they would never have got the space that they did. He puts in the effort, and that's what you need. So Sunjic, Jordan James, and then it's going to have to be one of either Gary Gardner or Ryan Woods. Not that I really want them in the team, but they'll have to make do for now. And then a front 3 of Hernandez, Bella, and up front, I'm sort of torn. Jutkovic, if you're going to be crossing the ball in, is a great player to have. He puts in 100% every game, and it could be the week that he scores a goal. But Hogan has been a bit more prolific of late, so I'd put Hogan in there. That's it for my predicted lineup. Now let's move on to the head-to-head. Now the head-to-head, I've always thought of Barnsley as a bit of a bogey team for us. But it's been pretty shared. Over the last 5 games, we drew the reverse fixture 1-1. Then the 2 before that, they won. And the 2 before that, we won. So it's quite difficult to see how this is going to go based on head-to-head. But I'm going to base it, obviously, on what we're seeing this season. And I think with our team, they do get a bit, maybe a bit too much stick. And it might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but there are some good players in our team. You look at our team on paper, I think they should be comfortably mid-table. And there are players in there that can do damage. And I'm looking this game to Hernandez. I think in his debut against Preston, he did look threatening when he was on the ball. Against Fulham, he looked like our spark going forward. Anything we were going to create looked like it was going to come through him. Although obviously it's a very tough game against top of the league. Which points me towards him here because we're playing the bottom team in the league. I think Hernandez is going to score in this one. And I'm going to go Blues to win 2-0. So those are my thoughts on the upcoming fixture against Barnsley. But I want to know, what are yours? Let me know down in the comments who's going to win the game, what's the score going to be, and who's going to get the goals. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Blues related content. Also, if you could, check out my channel. I cover Premier League and Championship content, so head over there, and if you like what you see, please subscribe, it really helps. I've been James from Blues Focus TV. Hopefully we can get 3 points on the board, and there's some important fixtures coming up now against the bottom 3. Up the Blues.